Sometimes we're just plain old flat out grumpy. Grumpy or not, good morning, love. Good morning. Days like today, I'm grumpy. I'm grouchy. Like that. Like, what's that chair doing in the background? I'm literally cranky about everything. Cooper, what are you looking at? No matter what, I'm grateful that you are here with me witnessing this grump in action. So how on earth do we stop? Can you relate to this? Can you think, oh my gosh, but this is just not who I am. This is not my brand. How can I show up grumpy? For the last couple of days, I have wanted to make videos. I have footage. But have I put that footage into videos? No, it's just sitting there. And part of it is, I'm not exactly sure the story I want to tell. And I'm a storyteller. God knows I should have planned this out before I did the shooting. But I can't change that now. I still want to use that footage. I feel like people will be upset with me if I don't use that footage. And then I think, but I made so many mistakes. I'm such an idiot. No, just stop. Just stop. Breathe. Breathe. So I'm sitting here setting up, and you can't see it, but there's a plant hanger that keeps elbowing me, literally in my elbow. But it's okay. I'm going to lean on it instead. I couldn't let that go, so I had to move. This is better. Not perfect, but it will do. Because on days when you're grumpy, you just got to do what's better. You don't have to worry about perfection. You don't have to worry, is my lipstick on? Do I have mascara? No and no. It's okay. You might notice how every time I'm like, okay, this is just what it is and it's okay, I take a nice deep breath. It's the beginning of a meditation, really, that deep breath is. The bird song. So here I'm going to talk to you about what I do to get out of a grumpy mood. Number one, take a deep breath. Number two is reschedule what you can. Normally when I get up, I do focus mate sessions where I co-work with people. This morning, no, I was not going to be sitting there across from someone making my plans like I normally do because I was grumpy and I would have gotten grumpier. It's important to recognize what will make you feel grumpier and what will make you feel better. So what made me feel better was drinking a couple cups of water, then making my coffee, and then celebrating what was going right. For people like me, sometimes measurable stuff helps. So taking note. There's my 3 cups of water. Notice today's date is today's actual date, but other than that, I haven't listed my to-dos yet. I will do that eventually. I may come back at the end and show you that I actually did this stuff, but yes. I also sat down. I wrote the things that I had done, my to-do list. Some extra notes here are things that I wrote down during the live stream that I had, because something else you can do when you're having a rotten day is to hang out with friends. And in YouTube world, guess what? There's always friends to hang out with. Just go live, go on someone else's live and hang out. Also this morning I was feeling cranky and I thought, oh, I'll do some neurographic art. But I thought, I can't do neurographic art because I don't have my Sharpies with me. I don't have my fancy markers with me. I can't do neurographic art. And I said, Julie, you have crayons. You can do it. And I did it. This was big because it overcame that block that I make of having to have things perfect. And instead, I made do with what I had. And it was good. It was very calming. And I sat there watching this gentleman walk and talked to all of his normal regulars who I don't know yet. And it was really very calming. After 15 or so minutes there, I popped over to Paws and Planola and I spent time with him when he was riding his bike. And I was just sitting there with my Crayola crayons. I know that might sound really weird, but it did make me feel better. And then after that, I had my own live that I schedule on Friday mornings, thanks to another YouTuber who suggested I do Friday morning lives. And hanging out with people, we talked about things like the new moon and Tadala. We talked about many of the similar things we talked about here. being grumpy and grouchy and getting over it. And we also talked about sitcoms from our childhood and characters on sitcoms. And, you know, I believe that most people, after being there, after hanging out, felt better. I like to think so. It's also nice to know that a lot of the outdoorsy hikers from Pennsylvania will be a couple hours away from where I am now, which makes it fun, tomorrow for a meetup. And it was also fun because Sally was on my live instead of me being on her live, it was fun for me to have her there, but also to remember how fun my meetup was with her and with Dana on Tuesday. So there you have it. I even feel better after having made this video. And I know that today will probably be a day where I'll be up and down and all over the place. It's okay to be crabby. It's okay to be crabby. It's not okay to pollute other people with your crabbiness all the time, but it feels so much better to get out of your crabby. I would say if there's one thing that I notice on YouTube is that there are a lot of people who spend a lot of time venting on YouTube about how terrible things are, and that's not who I am. And if that's who you are, and if you feel comfort in that, then that's okay too. We all have our rough days. And sometimes I think my questing to feel better might actually be soothed if I let myself feel lousy for longer. But believe me, after a good 14 or 15 hours of grumpy, I'm done with that. So if I can get 3 or 4 hours of respite, I'll take it. So I hope that this video is helpful to you to think of ways to get out of the grouch and get back into a happy, satisfying, aging joyfully kind of day. Because that's one thing, I think it was Pam that said, Julie, you're showing us how to age joyfully when we were on our live. It was 35 minutes of happiness. I'll link up to this in the end. I'll link up to that video. Sorry for scratching my eye. I will link up to that live on the end screen. And just know that on Friday mornings, 8:30 Eastern, you can come hang out with us and get cheered up to by randomness. Gilligan's Island, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, Happy Days, Mary Tyler Moore Show, all of those shows came up and were discussed. I even mentioned Mr. Ed. All right, so there you have it. Let me make some faces. Let's see what YouTube gives me. Okay, here. I'm gonna pose with this. This is an experiment to see what they come up with on my thumbnails. They like hands, I've noticed, so here, let me try this. Now let's see what YouTube gives us. Thank you so much and have a terrific day. We'll see you on the next video.